You're almost just bewildered.
I can't believe that Toby went there again. That is the most staggering thing of the whole lot.
The fact that you're in the situation again.
Maybe they missed an opportunity last week to set a precedent and they found themselves in a bit of a predicament.
He is tough.
He's tough.
But that's nowhere near.
Tough.
That's not
That's
tough.
snide. He's always played on the edge. He'll probably learn his lesson from these ones, hopefully. But you want him playing on the edge.
The AFL are unhappy about the look.
Toby, you are playing amazing football, but this has to stop.
You think about it, why would you put yourself in that position the second week?
Stop doing it. Stop putting your hand in people's faces.
He gets under the skin, he agitates, he frustrates. There's always a focus on him.
There is a complete witch hunt out for Toby Greene, and I'm sick of it.
It's a little bit naughty, it's annoying, it's all of those things. Should he be doing it? No. Is it worthy of missing a preliminary final? Categorically no.
He needs a week for stupidity.
The QCs come to play in one of the most critical contests of the season on the 360 agenda. The Toby Greene appeal fails. While the Giants labelled the prosecution hopeless, the appeals board ratifies the one-match ban. As that reality sinks in, Coach Leon Cameron joins us live as the sequence of events conspires against the Giants at the most pivotal of moments. And a pair of veterans earn remarkable preliminary final call-ups. Ben Reid returns for the Pies, while Lockie Henderson is back in favour at the Cats. I'm Gerard Waitley, he's Mark Robinson. This Thursday night, it's footy from all angles. Hello, Robbo.
Hello, Gerard.
We'll dispense with the pleasantries because Leon Cameron is standing by. The Giants have failed in their bid to have the suspension of Toby Greene overturned, and thus he will miss Saturday's preliminary final. In a case now familiar to us all, the appeals board heard a tour de force from Ross Gillies, QC, who represented the Giants. He outlined a trilogy of decisions that were perversely incorrect. He said that no contact had been made to the eye region. Any contact that was made was negligible. Any contact that may have been made was not intentional. There is nothing there to support the three major conclusions. If any of them is wrong, we win, and they're all wrong. He went on to say there is an avalanche of evidence that is completely contradictory, and finished with a flourish. We don't know what the MRO was doing. We don't know what the tribunal jury was doing. This was patently a hopeless prosecution against an innocent player. But the legal bar is set so high that tonight's appeal board only had to find that the tribunal was acting reasonably. They didn't have to decide whether it was right or wrong. They didn't have to rehear the case. They didn't have to second guess the case. They just had to decide on the evidence that was put forward. Was it reasonable to reach the outcome that they did? And that's the way the appeals board found.
Very strong from the Giants. I look forward to talking to Leon very, very quickly. In isolation, he's a very unlucky man. But as we said several times this week, Gerard, last week I think has played a role in all this, which is not right. So we deal with isolation, a preliminary final suspension for that, or any suspension for that. It doesn't sit well with me. That doesn't exclude my belief that he's got to stop venturing to those areas. But to be outed, in my opinion, is not right.
So this was Toby Greene and the Giants' chief executive, Dave Matthews, just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm bitterly disappointed. We thought we had a strong case. I'm looking forward to Saturday and supporting my teammates.
Dave, will the Giants consider taking this to court tomorrow or at the appropriate time?
No, we won't. Look, as disappointed as we are, we won't do anything further. We've put forward, two very good arguments twice this week. We obviously felt that the evidence was all in Toby's favour. We're probably stunned, as a lot of people would be, by the decision tonight, but in the end, that's where we'll leave it. We've got Saturday to focus on and we'll now move on.
Thanks, Dave. All the best. So quietly seething, I think, is the mood around the Giants. Maybe it might be just ropeable. It ends there, though. So let's have Leon Cameron, the Giants coach, with us on 360. Leon, thanks for your time tonight and welcome.
G'day, Gerard. Hey, Robbo.
Are you disappointed with the outcome?
Oh, no doubt. It's disappointing. You know, as Dave would have mentioned, we thought we put together a couple of good cases during the week, and it's disappointing that obviously clearly he's not going to play on Saturday. That's the most important thing. So, you know, we move on, and we had, you know, plan A obviously for Toby playing and plan B for him not to play. So our guys have been prepared now. A team's been prepared for that in the last 24 hours. So we moved to plan B.
It's been said this week there's a witch hunt on Toby Greene. Do you agree with that?
Oh, look, no doubt he's going to be ostracised a little bit, Robbo, just because in the manner he goes about his footy. I mean, I've probably stayed away a fair bit. I mean, I've been concentrating on Collingwood, you know, in the first part of the week, and knowing that we've had a few little setbacks with Lachie Whitfield and obviously the Toby incident, I've sort of been focused in on a lot about Collingwood and our team as well. So there's always going to be commentary about players that create a little bit of interest, and Toby's one of them. But yeah, I'm not going to buy into that. I just think that you know, we've got to judge, you know, players on their merits, and clearly Toby did the wrong thing last week, and he put his hand up against the Bulldogs, and we were disappointed as a footy club, and Toby was disappointed as a person because he didn't want to be seen in that light. So, you know, we thought it was a different case this week, but it didn't go our way, and we moved towards Saturday, and we look forward to you know, playing the Pies.
I know. We'll ask you about the Pies in a second, Leon. It's been an enormous week with Toby. Do you think the events of last week played a role in his suspension this week?
Oh, look, I mean, everyone's going to have their thoughts. You know, I hope the people that have sat in and looked at the case, whether that's the Tribunal or the Appeals Board today, they look at it on its merits, and hopefully that's been done. As I said, we're disappointed that he's not playing, but I'm not going to sort of elaborate on that any further because, I mean, in 48 hours' time, we've got a game, and you know, we're looking forward against the Pies, and you know, Toby's obviously clearly not playing, and Lachie Whitfield's not playing, so we've got a couple of new players coming in, and we look forward to seeing how they you know, stack up against the MCG on Saturday night, where there's going to be, you know, 90,000 people.
Well, you have to have a conversation with Toby, recognising the reality that he's in to modify his conduct.
Oh, I think people are naive to think that we don't talk to Toby all the time. You know, he's a player that plays on the edge, and it's, you know, to have people think that we don't discuss things with Toby Greene, Jeremy Cameron, Shane Mumford, players that probably play on the edge is ridiculous that we don't talk, you know, our way through those scenarios. I mean, we don't want our players up at the Tribunal because we don't want them missing footy. But as I've said all along, there's a lot right that Toby does, and he probably does 90% right. He's not perfect. We're really disappointed, and let's be honest, he's going to be disappointed the most that he's not playing this weekend. So we'll work through those things. What we've got to concentrate on is getting the job done this week, so he's a chance to play next week.
When you speak to Toby, or speak to any player, Leon, do you get an understanding why Greene behaves like he does? When he speaks to you and gives you an answer, do you understand it, or are you bewildered by his responses?
No, I mean, I think I trust all my players, and the day you don't trust your players, Robbo, is the day you shouldn't be the coach or hold a really significant position at the footy club. And I trust Toby, you know, wholeheartedly, and you know, I don't think he should be defined on this missing out on a prelim final just because there's obviously been an enormous amount of coverage on this. He runs a fine line at times, and so does, you know, a number of our players, but there's probably 6 or 7 players at every footy club that play on the edge, and that's what makes it your club so competitive. And we're really proud of the way that they hit the ball and they hit the man with the footy. And you know, we're playing a really good aggressive brand of footy, particularly in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll continue to look to do that on Saturday against Collingwood. And yeah, I mean, Toby Greene and some of the chats that I've had, you'd be absolutely amazed at what sort of person he is.
So what is plan B, Leon? You put your team in, so Hill came in for Whitfield. What happens with Greene out?
Yeah, so obviously he's out of the team. Lachie Keefe comes into the 22. Lockie played in the final last year against Collingwood as well. He played down back and did a really, really good job down back that night. So he comes into the team, and no doubt he's going to be looking forward to that. It's against his old side. He's played some terrific roles this year, whether that be forward or back. There's no doubt he's such a sort of seasoned sort of campaigner. And he's the ultimate role player. I mean, he does everything that you want to ask him to do, whether he plays on a key position down back, or he plays as a key position up forward, or sometimes he plays on the wing for us as well. So we're really looking forward to him to come into the side, as well as young Bobby Hill. I mean, it's an exciting time for him because he's played 7 AFL games. He's 8th. He gets to play in front of 90,000 against Collingwood in a prelim final. So, that sort of excitement has really got our players going for this weekend.
So Keith for Greene is not like for like. Just give us an insight into balance and how you've weighed that up, Leon, in making that call.
Yeah, there's a number of players that sit in our emergencies as well. Isaac Cummings been in some really good form, hasn't played for a couple of weeks because of the NEAFL games we haven't had because of the finals. But prior to that, he was really, really good. Matthew Buntine, Tom Sheridan comes into that mix now with Toby going out, and Zach Langdon, who's clearly was a regular for us last year until he had that injury, has really recovered from his ankle injury. So, in taking in all the account, we've looked at it and what we think is our best 22 to get the job on Saturday.
You're talking, Leon, like you've just been slapped in the face, and you have. A big decision's gone against you. When you wake up tomorrow, can you give us some indication? What is going to be your mindset? What's the mindset that you want to impose on the players? We had Revolta and Bob Murphy talking about, OK, he's gone now. They're out. We can't deal with them. We have now got to motivate, to challenge, to bring this team to a competitive level. What and how, if you can let us in, how are you going to approach that tomorrow?
Oh, it's really easy. We've already approached it during the week, Robbo, so I don't have to approach it tomorrow. Our players have been really adaptable over the last 2 or 3 years with injuries that we've faced and some of the challenges that we've had, and we've found a way. Sometimes we haven't, but a lot of times we have. And we've got everything to lose, just like Collingwood has. And, I'm not one that, come into the game and say, well, because Collingwood might be the raging favourites, they've got everything to lose. We've just got as much to lose as what they have. And we'll leave nothing out on the park on Saturday afternoon, like we've done in Brisbane and like we've done against the Bulldogs. And internally, our guys are really confident that we can take it up to Collingwood. We understand that they're finished in the top 4 for a reason. But the way we trained yesterday in the wet and the way we've prepared in the afternoon yesterday and the talk around today, our guys are really looking forward to having one hell of a crack against the Pies.
But clearly that belief's grown, not just from this week, that belief's grown over this season, over several seasons of building a resilient football club that is highly respected. And when you put the 22 players out, whoever they are with the jumper on, that you're going to get what people are calling the GW West way, the way you play football, hard, tough football.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, as I've sort of said in the last few weeks, we've been in cutthroat finals. We couldn't afford to lose, and we can't afford to lose on the weekend because it's a grand final missed, and that's what makes prelim final weekend so special. There's down to 4 teams. The Friday night game's going to be a cracker, and the Saturday afternoon game's going to be equally as good, if not better. And and we're just absolutely rapt to be a part of it. But we're not rocking up to just to be just a part of it. We're rocking up to win, and we want to progress through to our maiden grand final appearance next weekend, and we're going to be doing everything possible or anything in our powers to make sure that we can play a really good brand of footy over 120 minutes that can stand up to that finals pressure.
Have you been told anything further about Lockie Whitfield from your public comments yesterday?
Yeah, the surgery went really well. He comes out of hospital tomorrow morning. He's recovering really well. I mean, Lockie's optimism. He said I'll be fine. Just patch me up and I'll be fine Saturday. But he needs a weekend off, and he needs to look after himself. He's such a competitive player. But, you know, they're really confident that if we're good enough and we get the job done on Saturday, that he's going to be able to put his hand up for the following week.
Are you allowed as coach, Leon, to say, bloody hell, not again? Are you allowed to have any woe me moments, or has it got to be, OK, deal with that, on we go?
I think you wouldn't be human if you don't think that sometimes, but equally, I mean, there's so many things that are happening in life that are a little bit more important than a few injuries here and there. And have we had a few setbacks in the last few years? We have, but there's a lot more going on in life than just a few injuries at our footy club. And, you know, we've seen a number of clubs come through some adversity this year. It's not just been us, and we're not going to be sitting there Saturday night after the game complaining about lack of injury. You know, we really feel that the 22 that roll out there on Saturday are going to have a fantastic crack at Collingwood. And as I said, if we're good enough, then we'll progress, and we really look forward to that challenge.
Leon, good luck, and thanks for your time tonight.
Good on you guys, thanks.
Thanks, Leon.
Leon Cameron, the Giants coach, with us on 360. So that's fresh and that's raw.
It was raw. he did sound deflated, which he would be, one of the senior players. Really, I was really interested in the fact that he's already dealt with the possibility of him not playing with the playing group, which is difficult in itself. Talking to the group, well, we're going to talk if you're not here, Toby. That would have been a really challenging coaching effort during the week, I reckon.
What does it do to them?
It galvanises them. It has to. There's no other way, Jared. There's no such thing as woe me. As soon as they wake up tomorrow, it is, righto, it's us 22. This is what we're doing. This is what you're doing, you're doing, you're doing. This is what we're going to try and do collectively. This is how we're going to try and stop them. And do you reckon if you're coaching, would you say, hey, guys, you can't win. Listen to everyone, you cannot win. Of course you're going to use that. I'm sure. I'd be shocked if he didn't mention it. Maybe not to the group, to some players. You know, Lockie Keefe, you're in. I got rid of you. You're in. Primary final. Collingwood, MCG, 100,000. How lucky are you? I mean, there's got to be individual talks and group talks. There's no doubt about that. I said to you, wouldn't it be great to be a part of it?
Yeah.
Just to listen to all of them.